A lovely good afternoon to all. I'm really sorry for the delay. There were some technical issues going on. So the meeting is delayed. We have to wait for 2 to 3 minutes so that all the people can join with us. I hope you all are doing your homework. The everyday homework that is given to you. If any problem comes, do let us know in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, so I hope that's all. We should start now. So our today's topic is schizophrenia. It's a very interesting topic. So let us start. This is the case minute for you all. The client that came to us was 26-year-old male, unmarried. The informant was his mother. The information given to us was reliable and adequate. The presenting complaints, the complaints his mother told to us were, when he was in 9th standard, he stopped making friends. Social interaction started getting poor. Daily routine activities have totally decreased. More appetite than normal. Just sits in the room and eat. Decreased sleep. Has started doubting on little things. छोटी छोटी बातों पर शक करने लगा है. हर बात पर वहम करता है. Has started getting afraid. Keeps on saying something in his mouth. मुंह में कुछ बड़बड़ाता रहता है. The onset was insidious. I hope you all are aware of what is insidious. Insidious is when we do not know the particular time when all these complaints were started. The course was continuous and the precipitating factor could not be elicited in this case. Now HOPI, as you can see on the screen, the mother of the patient told that since last month the patient had started having doubts on little things. He has become suspicious for little things. He does not come out of his room. She stated that the patient also gets aggressive and violent when he is not listened to. Also, once he got violent towards his sister by picking up a chair and hitting her. The patient always gets suspicious that people wants to kill me. लोग मुझे मारना चाहते हैं. He usually says this. And the Mumbai police and the mafias are behind me to kill me. He gets suspicious about the food given to him by his mother. He says that इसमें कुछ पिलाया है किसी ने, लोग मुझे मारना चाहते हैं. So before eating, so he always eats bad foods. Otherwise, before eating, he asks his mother first to eat before his eyes and then he will eat. The mother told that the patient keeps on muttering something in his mouth and is always afraid of going outside. The mother told that 1 year before, the patient started feeling as if he is an actor and had started behaving like an actor. He used to act, dance, and started a shooting area in his room where he kept on acting by saying lights, camera, and action. One day he left the house early morning and by bus he went to Mumbai, where he went to Shah Rukh Khan's house and started dancing in front of his house. The Mumbai police took to the police station, from where his mother with great efforts brought him back. When he came back to Ludhiana, he started feeling that he is so famous and popular that Mumbai police and mafias are behind him. The mother also reported that the patient have decreased sleep. The patient have much more appetite than he used to have normally. He just sits in the room the whole day without doing any routine activities and just eating the whole day. This was the explanation his mother gave to us. Now comes the treatment history. The patient has taken medications from 3 to 4 clinics earlier before coming to us, and he had shown little improvement. Past history. The mother of the child told that when he was in 9th standard, he stopped to make friends. His social interaction was also very poor. He started staying in home, never went outside for tuitions or to play. He had passed his 10th standard with a great difficulty. However, he has passed successfully his 12th standard. The patient was socially withdrawn. Now here comes the genogram. Here we can see that in the family, the father of the patient is expired and he lives with his mother and younger sister. No such family history of any psychiatric illness was observed or was told by his mother. Personal history. He does not have any eventful developmental and birth history. His academic performance was average. Pre-morbid personality, the personality he had before these symptoms occurred. He was a happy-go-lucky person. He had a positive attitude towards the things. Now comes the mental status examination, general appearance and behavior. The patient was well-dressed but not well-groomed. Now here I guess you can tell the difference between well-dressed and groomed. His nails were not clipped. Eye contact of the patient was fleeting. Fleeting माने कभी इधर कभी उधर, ना ज्यादा इंटरव्यूअर के साथ, कभी ऊपर कभी नीचे. Psychomotor activity, the patient had increased psychomotor activity. He was getting restless. Speech, the tone of the speech, the tone of the patient was decreased. The tempo, that is the speech, was non-spontaneous. The volume was decreased and the reaction time was increased. The mood of the patient was restricted. Now thoughts. In thoughts, as I have discussed yesterday, we have to ask certain questions to get what is going on in their minds and the content of thought. So some questions were asked to this patient also. The patient like was asked, do you know why have you been brought here by your mother? The patient replied that I don't know because I do not have any problem. I don't know why my mother brought me here. Then he was asked, why does your mother think that you have any problem? He said that even I don't know this. You can ask this from my mother. Then we asked, tell us one thing, that your mother told us that you get afraid sometimes. He replied, yes, that is true. I get a little bit afraid sometimes. What are the things that make you afraid? Then he was asked. He replied to that I am afraid of police. They are always behind me to kill me. Then we asked that which police is behind you? He answered, the Mumbai police is behind me. The Mumbai police and the mafias are behind me. Then we asked, why are they coming behind you? He told that I know they are coming and I have seen them. There is a car standing outside my house in which they came towards us. I know the car belongs to them. In that car, they've also fitted the cameras so that they're continuously spying on me. When I went to Mumbai, I wanted to meet Shah Rukh Khan. There, the police caught me, and now they want to put me in jail. That is why they are behind me. Then we asked the patient why the police wants to kill you only and why not anybody else. On listening to this question, the patient became silent and didn't answer anything. He was asked that ये तुम्हारा वहम भी तो हो सकता है ना? He said, no, it cannot be possible. I know they want to kill me. So once I also called the local police for their help, and because of this only I do not get out of my house. Then he was asked, you might have any other problem because of which you have been brought here by your mother. आपको कोई और problem भी तो हो सकती है. He said, मुझे नहीं पता, मेरी मम्मा से पूछो, मेरे को कोई problem नहीं. So this is how we elicit the content of thought by asking some questions to the client. Perception. Now comes the perception. To elicit some hallucinatory behavior, some questions were asked by the patient. Like when sometimes you are sitting alone, do you hear any voices? Do you hear any voice in your ear? The answer was no. So no hallucinatory behavior was as such observed. Now comes the assessment of cognition. Under cognition, so first is the abstract thinking. As all know that to assess abstract thinking, we ask certain proverbs, similarities, differences from the patient. So same questions were asked from this patient also, like the proverbs, don't judge a book by its cover, all that glitters is not gold. Similarities between a lion and the tiger, cauliflower and the cabbage, differences between stone and potato, table and chair. One thing to be noted down, in the differences, he answered that the stone is used to hit people, but we cannot hit with potato. We sit on chair, but we cannot sit on the table. After listening to all the replies, it was observed that the patient had an impaired abstract thinking. He was not able to produce the proverbs, the meaning of the proverbs, similarities, and indifferences, as we can see see that he gave the answer that stone is used to hit people, but we cannot hit with potato. Somewhere it shows that the aggressive behavior of the person. So that is why the patient or the client had impaired abstract thinking. Now comes the orientation. We assessed orientation by asking certain questions. So after asking the questions and seeing the answers, it was observed that the patient had an intact orientation. Next is the attention. In attention, we asked the digit repetition test, and the patient was able to produce 5 digits forward and 4 digits backward, which indicated that the patient had good attention. In concentration, we applied the serial subtraction test, and here you can see that the patient was unable to produce the serial subtraction test after the third step, which means that the concentration is impaired. Next comes the memory. After assessing memory, it was observed, it was indicated that the patient is having a good memory. We have tested all 3 memories, that is immediate memory recall, recent memory recall, remote memory. Constructional ability, the patient was given 2 and 3 dimensional figures to draw. He was able to replicate the figures, and which showed that he is having the intact constructional ability. Next comes the intelligence. The intelligence was assessed by asking the questions related to his social and educational background, which showed that the patient had average intelligence. He was able to solve the mathematical problems which were given to him. Now in insight, it was seen that there is complete denial of illness. That is, it shows the level 1 of insight. Next is judgment. The patient's personal judgment was impaired, as we have asked the questions related to personal judgment, like what are your future plans and what are you thinking about your career. After assessing the answers, it was seen that the personal judgment of the patient was impaired. The patient's social judgment was intact, as we've observed how he performs socially, how he sits, how he enters the room, all that was normal, and the social judgment was intact. The test judgment of the patient was also intact. We have given him certain situations to be answered. So the answers given were proper, and it was seen that test judgment of the patient was intact. Now here was the total case history and MSc for you. Now comes the questions. As we have the ritual of these 5 questions to be noted down. I am giving you a minute. Please note them down. Okay, so we are moving to the next. Surbi, if after this class, if I would be having an extra time, I will surely discuss the questions. Otherwise, what you can do is you can write down the answers of the questions and post it in the WhatsApp group. I'll definitely check your all the answers and reply back to you. what's the DSM criteria for schizophrenia? Whenever schizophrenia is to be diagnosed, please keep in mind you have to check the criteria, that is the patient or the client coming to us meeting all the criteria of DSM or ICD, whichever you are following. The patient coming to us is the patient follow the उस patient में हर वो सिम्टम होना चाहिए, फॉलो करता है वो क्राइटेरिया या नहीं, क्योंकि ये जो स्किज़ोफ्रेनिया है, दिस इज अ वेरी क्रिटिकल मेंटल डिसऑर्डर। तो जब भी आप किसी भी पेशेंट को डायग्नोस करते हैं स्किज़ोफ्रेनिया से, यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड कि सारे क्राइटेरियाज मीट करने चाहिए। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ द क्राइटेरिया, 2 or more of the following each present for a significant portion of the time during a 1-month period. At least one of these must be there. The symptoms are delusions, hallucinations, disorganized speech, grossly disorganized or catatonic behavior, negative symptoms. These symptoms will be discussed afterwards, so don't worry if you are getting little difficulty in these. I will be discussing all these after the DSM criteria. Next criteria, for a significant portion of time since the onset of the disturbance, the level of functioning in one or more major areas such as work, relations or self-care is below the level achieved before onset. C, continuous signs of the disturbance persist for a period of at least 6 months. The disturbance should be persisting for at least 6 months, which include at least 1 month of symptoms that were discussed in criteria A. Okay. Schizoaffective disorder and depressive or bipolar disorder with psychotic features have been ruled out because either no major depressive or maniac or mixed episodes have occurred concurrently. If any mood episodes that have occurred during active phase symptoms have been present for a minority of the total duration of the active and residual periods of illness. That means that if any maniac, depressive or mixed episodes have occurred, so we cannot diagnose schizophrenia. The disturbance is not attributable to any physiological effects of a substance. Abhijit, schizophrenia is curable with medicines. First of all, we prescribe medicines. After that, when the patient जब उसको थोड़ा सा मतलब वो settle up हो जाता है, then we start with the psychotherapies. If there is a history of autism spectrum disorder or a communication disorder of childhood, the additional diagnosis of schizophrenia is made only if prominent delusions or hallucinations, in addition to other required symptoms of schizophrenia, are present. This was the DSM criteria. Now the historical background of schizophrenia. In 1896, Emil Kraepelin differentiated the major psychiatric illness into 2 clinical types. First was dementia praecox and second was maniac depressive illness. He differentiated between two, first this dementia praecox and maniac depressive illness. He recognized the features of dementia praecox such as delusions, hallucinations, disturbances of affect and motor disturbances. It was Eugen Bleuler who gave the term schizophrenia. Eugen Bleuler was the person who gave the term schizophrenia, in which schizo meaning split and phrenia meaning mind. The splitting simply means the split between the intellect and the external reality. Okay, so there is a split between the external reality and between the intellect of the person. Now comes the epidemiology. The prevalence of schizophrenia is about 0.5 to 1%. The vast majority of cases begin in late adolescence and early adulthood, with 18 to 30 years of age being the peak time for onset of schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is more common in males than females. The ratio is 1.4:1. Now, what is psychosis? The word psychosis is used to describe the conditions that affect the mind where there has been the loss of contact with reality. Keep in mind that whenever the word psychosis comes to you, it means that there is a loss of contact with reality of that person. During the period of psychosis, a person's thoughts and perceptions are disturbed, and the individual may have difficulty in understanding that what is real and what is not. Now comes the schizophrenia, symptoms of schizophrenia, which were discussed in the criterion of DSM-5. The symptoms of schizophrenia can be divided into two categories. First is positive and second is negative. What are positive symptoms? Positive symptoms, अगर मैं simple language में आपको बताऊं, वो symptoms जो हमारे जो behavior है, जो person का behavior है, उसमें added on होते हैं. कुछ symptoms होते हैं जो person का जो behavior है उसमें plus होते हैं, positive मतलब add on होते हैं, उनको हम कहते हैं positive symptoms. ठीक है? जैसे delusions. First positive symptom is delusion. Now what is a delusion? A delusion is a false belief. It is false and irrational belief basically that is firmly held on inadequate grounds. उन जो false belief हमारे होते हैं, जो delusion में जो false belief होते हैं, उनका कोई ground नहीं होता. बिल्कुल मतलब they are मतलब वो inadequate ground पे होते हैं. It is not affected by rational argument and has no basis in reality. अगर आप किसी जिसको delusions होते हैं, अगर आप उनको बोलो, yes Katyayani, that very good positive symptoms that add to a person's behavior. अगर आप जैसे अगर suppose एक patient आपके पास आ रहा है और वो बोल रहा है, मतलब उनको delusions होते हैं, तो अगर आप उनसे कभी बातचीत भी करोगे कि नहीं आपको तो ये गलत, जब आपका ये कोई वहम होगा कि आपको फर्म फिक्स्ड एंड फॉल्स, वेरी गुड वन, तो वो आपके साथ आपके जो आर्ग्यूमेंट आप कर रहे हो तो आपको कहेंगे नहीं मैडम आपको नहीं पता पर ऐसा होता है मेरे साथ, तो वो आपकी बिल्कुल बात ही नहीं सुनेंगे और आपको बल्कि आपको गलत ठहरा देंगे कि नहीं आप तो गलत हो, मुझे ऐसा होता है. A delusion therefore involves a disturbance in the content of thought. Okay, so in the case in the MSc, if there is any impairment in the content of thought, so it might indicate that the person is suffering from delusions. Now there are many types of delusions. The important ones I have mentioned here. Delusions of persecution. It is the most important delusion in schizophrenic people. People with this delusion believe that they are being plotted against, spied on, threatened, attacked और victimized. जैसे अगर मैं बात करूं जो हमारी केस हिस्ट्री थी, तो इसमें उस जो हमारा जो क्लाइंट है उनको लग रहा था कि मेरे पीछे कोई पड़ा हुआ है और मुझे लोग मारना चाहते हैं. तो इसमें यू हैव टू सी कौन सा डिल्यूजन है जो हमारी केस हिस्ट्री की. सेकंड इज Second is delusions of reference, in which they attach some special meaning or personal meaning to the actions of others. Meaning to the actions of others. Third is delusions of grandeur. People believe themselves to be specially empowered persons. उनको लगता है कि मेरे में बहुत power है, मैं कोई भगवान हूँ. Next is delusions of control. They believe that their feelings and thoughts are controlled by others. Now comes second positive symptoms, that is hallucinations. Hallucinations are perceptions that occur in the absence of external stimuli. They are perceiving when the stimuli is not present there. A hallucination is a sensory experience that seems to be real to the person. There are many types of hallucination. I have mentioned here some of the common hallucinations. The most common is auditory hallucination. Patients hear sounds or voices that speaks words, phrases or sentence. कुछ लोग कहते हैं मैम मुझे लग रहा है, मतलब मुझे ना आवाजें सुनाई दे रही है, वो मेरे से बात कर रहा है. ठीक है, तो ऑडिटरी हैलुसिनेशंस में दो तरह की होती है ऑडिटरी हैलुसिनेशन, सेकंड पर्सन हैलुसिनेशन एंड थर्ड पर्सन हैलुसिनेशन. सेकंड पर्सन में क्या होता है, पेशेंट कहता है कि जो आवाज मुझे सुन रही है वो मेरे से बात कर रही है. और जो थर्ड पर्सन होता है उसमें पेशेंट बोलता है मैम दो जने बात कर रहे थे पर मुझे पता है कि वो मेरे बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, मुझे उनकी आवाजें सुनाई दे रही है और मुझे पता है कि वो मेरे बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. वो होता है थर्ड पर्सन हैलुसिनेशन. Hallucination can involve other senses too, जैसे visual hallucination, tactile hallucination. Tactile जैसे मतलब आप burning की उनको sensation आती है, tingling की sensation आती है. Somatic hallucination, as we've already learned that soma means body. तो बॉडी पे जैसे कुछ चल रहा है कि मैम मुझे ना ऐसा लगता है मेरी बॉडी पे कुछ चल रहा है, तो that will come under somatic hallucinations. Gustatory hallucinations, that is related to food or any drink. Olfactory hallucinations, smell. Olfactory, as we can see from the sense. Olfactory means nose के साथ related है, smell of poison or smell. ठीक है. One of the hallucination is elementary hallucination. Elementary hallucination वो होते हैं जिसमें कि जैसे suppose अगर हम कहें कि elementary meaning primary. Elementary जैसे suppose मैं आपको example दूँ तो elementary auditory hallucination में क्या होता है, उनको hissing की आवाज सुनती है कि कोई सांप की आवाज आ रही है, whistling की आवाज, जो basic ऑडिटरी ऑडिशन होती है ना वो उनको सुनाई देती है. तो इसमें एज सच कोई आवाजें नहीं सुनाई देती हैं पर उनको बेसिक साउंड सुनाई देती है, वो होती है एलिमेंट्री हैलुसिनेशंस. और कुछ केसेस में ये भी होता है कि पेशेंट्स इन हैलुसिनेशंस को रिएक्ट भी करते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैं एक क्लाइंट की बात करूं तो वो क्लाइंट जो है वो ये कहता है कि मैम मुझे ना जो आवाज सुनती है वो मुझे जो आवाज है वो ये कहती है कि आप ऐसा करो, आप वैसा करो, आप इसको मारो, आप ऐसा करो. तो वो रिएक्ट भी करते हैं उन वॉइसेस को. तो इन सम केसेस यू कैन see this also. Next is disorganized speech. This is all under positive symptoms. Basically disorganized speech में क्या होता है कि जो उनकी स्पीच होती है वो impaired होती है, उनकी जो कम्युनिकेशन है वो बहुत डिफिकल्ट होती है. कई बार हमें देखने को मिलता है कि वो एक टॉपिक से दूसरे टॉपिक पर शिफ्ट हो जाएंगे. वो बात करते करते पहले एक टॉपिक पे रहेंगे फिर सडनली दूसरे टॉपिक पर शिफ्ट हो जाएंगे. तो उसे हम कहते हैं लूजनिंग ऑफ एसोसिएशन. की किसी तरह का एसोसिएशन नहीं होता उनकी बातों में और they rapidly shift from one topic to another. Second, disorganized speech में आपको मिलेगा न्यूलॉजिज्म्स. न्यूलॉजिज्म्स मतलब अपने ही वर्ड्स और सेंटेंसेस फ्रेम करना, जिनका कोई मतलब ही ना हो वो वाले वर्ड्स बनाना, उसको हम कहते हैं न्यूलॉजिज्म्स. थर्ड इज पर्सिवरेशन. ये सारा डिसऑर्गेनाइज्ड स्पीच में आता है. persistent and inappropriate repetition of the same thoughts, मतलब अपने जो thoughts माइंड में आ रहे हैं उसको बार बार रिपीट करते रहे, ये होता है perseveration. ओके, नेक्स्ट positive symptom is disorganized behavior. There is the impairment in areas of daily functioning such as work, social relations and self-care. Basically इसमें क्या होता है, जो schizophrenic people होते हैं वो और से gestures, अलग ढंग से gestures बनाना शुरू कर जाते हैं, ठीक है, उसको हम कहते हैं catatonia. Catatonia 3 टाइप्स का होता है. पहला होता है catatonic stupor, जिसमें लोग बहुत मतलब for a long period of time they remain motionless, बिल्कुल एक ही उसमें मतलब जैसे अगर वो बैठे हैं तो वो बैठे ही रहेंगे, एक ही पोस्चर में वो बहुत टाइम तक वो रह सकते हैं, उसको कहते हैं स्टूपर. कैटाटोनिक रिजिडिटी, एक रिजिड पोस्चर को बहुत फॉर द लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम अब एक रिजिड पोस्चर बना लेते हैं, उसको कहते हैं कैटाटोनिक रिजिडिटी. थर्ड इज कैटाटोनिक पोस्चरिंग, कोई अजीब सा पोस्चर में रहना, उसको कहते हैं कैटाटोनिक पोस्चर. एनी awkward bizarre position for long period. ये 3 टाइप्स होते हैं कैटाटोनिया. नेक्स्ट है नेगेटिव सिम्टम्स. अब जैसे पॉजिटिव सिम्टम्स था, नेगेटिव सिम्टम्स में क्या होता है, जो हमारा बिहेवियर नॉर्मली हमारे में जो बिहेवियर होता है उसका एब्सेंट, उसका माइनस हमारे जो बिहेवियर है उसमें से चले जाना, उसको कहते हैं नेगेटिव सिम्टम. जो हम नॉर्मली शो करते हैं वो उसमें से एब्सेंट रहता है, उसको हम कहते हैं नेगेटिव सिम्टम. नेगेटिव सिम्टम कौन कौन से होते हैं? सबसे पहला तो people with schizophrenia may have reduced expressive behavior, वो एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पाते हैं. एलोगिया और पॉवर्टी ऑफ स्पीच, सॉरी, इसमें क्या होता है, जो देयर इज अ रिडक्शन ऑफ स्पीच, उनके पास कोई बात ही नहीं होती करने को, उसको कहते हैं अलोगिया. नेक्स्ट इज ब्लंटेड इफेक्ट. ब्लंटेड इफेक्ट मतलब many people with schizophrenia show less anger, sadness, joy and other feelings. Blunted effect मतलब कि आप मतलब कोई सिचुएशन है उसमें वो अच्छी तरह से एक्सप्रेस कर ही नहीं पा रहे हैं. अगर हमें गुस्सा होना है तो वो गुस्सा नहीं शो कर पा रहे हैं, या हमें हंसना है तो वो अच्छे से अपने एक्सप्रेशंस को शो नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, उसको हम कहते हैं ब्लंटेड इफेक्ट. नेक्स्ट इज द फ्लैट इफेक्ट. फ्लैट इफेक्ट मतलब नो इमोशंस एट ऑल, कोई इमोशंस है ही नहीं उनमें, उसको हम कहते हैं फ्लैट इफेक्ट. तो ये इसका मतलब ये हुआ ना कि अब हमारे जो बिहेवियर है उसमें से ये चीजें बिल्कुल एब्सेंट हो गई हैं, तो माइनस ही हो गई है हमारे बिहेवियर से, तो इसलिए नेगेटिव सिम्टम्स के अंदर आते हैं. पेशेंट्स विद स्किज़ोफ्रेनिया एक्सपीरियंस एवोल्यूशन और एपैथी. एपैथी, it is the inability to start or complete a course of action. People with this disorder may withdraw socially and become totally focused on their own ideas and fantasies. Apathy मतलब उनको सोशल दीन दुनिया से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, उनको कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता, वो सिर्फ अपने में ही है, उसको कहते हैं apathy. Diminished ability to experience pleasure is called anhedonia. Anhedonia is mostly also seen in depressive cases. Anhedonia मतलब कोई pleasure experience ही ना करना. I hope you are getting this. I will be sharing this Word document with you guys. So this is a table form of positive symptoms and negative symptoms. अब ये तो हो गया स्किज़ोफ्रेनिया. कुछ और साइकोटिक डिसऑर्डर्स होते हैं जैसे स्किज़ोअफेक्टिव डिसऑर्डर, स्किज़ोफ्रेनिफॉर्म, डिल्यूशनल डिसऑर्डर, ब्रीफ साइकोटिक डिसऑर्डर. आज का आपका होमवर्क रहेगा कि ये जो अदर टाइप्स ऑफ साइकोटिक डिसऑर्डर्स हैं इनके DSM क्राइटेरिया यू हैव टू स्टडी, और आपको देखना है कि इन सब में डिफरेंस क्या होता है. जो बेसिक डिफरेंस होता है वो टाइम का होता है, जो मतलब क्राइटेरिया जो मतलब जैसे इसमें था स्किज़ोफ्रेनिया में था कि 6 मंथ्स तक आपको इफेक्ट होना चाहिए, तो इसमें टाइम गैप का जो होता है वो मेन डिफरेंस होता है.